York, and Kelsey Plum blows the lid off the joint, letting us all in on a small secret. Team Clark, they had no idea what was awaiting them walking into that locker room come WNBA.
Kelsey Plum crossed a major line, and Sabrina Ionescu wasn't about to let it slide. What was meant to be a unifying moment for WNBA players at the All-Star Game quickly unraveled into one of the most uncomfortable press conference moments in recent memory. Without warning, Plum took a jab at Caitlin Clark, right beside one of Clark's most vocal allies. The boldness? Absolutely staggering.
We didn't, at least as players, we didn't know that was going to happen. So I think it was kind of like a genuine surprise, but the t-shirt, just united front was determined this morning, that we had a meeting for, and, not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were.
The 2025 WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis was set to be Caitlin Clark's grand stage, a hometown celebration of her rising stardom. Instead, sidelined by a groin injury, she watched from the bench as her moment faded. But the real blow didn't come on the court. It came after the final buzzer, when Kelsey Plum took an unwarranted swipe at Team Clark, turning an already disappointing night into a full-blown controversy.
Plum was at the All-Star Game in Indianapolis. She made quite a scene, bruh. This time, at the conclusion of the game, I was one of the first people to break the story about her actually making comments about Caitlin Clark's team not being at this meeting for the CBA negotiations. Now, we know the WNBA All-Stars came out with these t-shirts, pay us.
Moments after WNBA players united in a bold, "Pay us what you owe us" shirt demonstration, a powerful statement on ongoing collective bargaining efforts. The message of solidarity began to unravel. Kelsey Plum derailed the moment, turning it into a petty drama that spotlighted the deeper issue: how some veteran players continue to undermine the league's brightest rising star.
McKay, Women's National Basketball Players Association President. Brianna Stewart, Vice President. And Nafisa Collier. All on opposing teams from Team Clark. How does it work out that the three biggest players in the Players Association had an idea about wearing a "Pay Us What You Owe Us" t-shirt, make this decision last minute that this is what the players will do? Team Clark somehow isn't present.
At the post-game press conference, Plum started by recounting the morning meeting where players decided to wear the Unity shirts. Then she suddenly went off script, dropping an unexpected remark. Not to tattle, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that. The room fell silent. The awkwardness was immediate and unmistakable, even through the screen.
It's kind of like a genuine surprise, but the t-shirt, just united front was determined this morning, that we had a meeting for, and not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that. But no, we were just we had a very that really needed to be mentioned. I'm trying to.
But here's what made the moment truly surreal. Sabrina Ionescu was sitting right there, barely an arm's length away, representing Team Clark herself. The disrespect was so blatant, so out of pocket, that Ionescu couldn't even hide her reaction. She shot Plum a look of stunned disbelief, rolled her eyes, and followed up with a brutally sarcastic response. It was a moment that absolutely demanded to be called out.
NBA players, they get more unlikable every day. And the blatant jealousy, the blatant hatred towards Caitlin Clark is, it's obvious. They don't even try to hide it. We got Kelsey Plum talking about these pathetic shirts that they wore out onto the court. And I'm going to tell you, these players all put these shirts on. And like I said in a couple of previous videos,
If you're enjoying this, hit subscribe because it gets better. The tension was real. Ionescu's face said it all. This wasn't just awkward, it was way out of line. A veteran throwing shade at teammates who weren't even there to respond, while supposedly promoting unity? That's the definition of mixed signals. And let's be real about why Plum's comments fall flat. When Caitlin Clark was ruled out of the All-Star game, ticket prices didn't dip, they collapsed. The cheapest seats dropped from $121 to $64 in under 24 hours. That's a 48% crash, driven by one player's absence. That's not a coincidence. It's star power in action.
Caitlin Clark, she was officially ruled out before all of these things. And look at the news that dropped. This is wild. WNBA All-Star Weekend. It's supposed to be the star of all stars. All the big dogs is out. Asia Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart, everybody's out. The big dogs are out. You got the rookie, you got Angel Reese, Miss Me Too. All of the stars are here. And look at this news. The get-in price for the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis has dropped 48% from $121 to just $64 after news broke that Caitlin Clark.
Think about that for a second. The get-in price for the All-Star Game, held in the hometown of the WNBA's biggest star, dropped by nearly half the moment Caitlin Clark was ruled out. Some resale tickets dipped as low as $60. Fans were scrambling to offload seats at any price just to minimize the hit. But it gets worse. The ratings paint an even clearer picture. When Clark doesn't play, nationally televised WNBA games lose up to 55% of their audience. Her own team's viewership drops 53%, from an average of 1.81 million to just 847,000. These aren't minor dips. This is hard proof. Caitlin Clark isn't just a player. Right now, she is the league.
Would you look at that? Prices for the WNBA All-Star Game have plummeted 49% after Caitlin Clark was ruled out due to injury, per TickPick. I can't say that I'm surprised by this at all. I mean, no matter how much you love her or hate her, Caitlin Clark is the face of the WNBA. When she goes, the ratings go. Simply put.
When Caitlin Clark plays, the numbers are off the charts. Her return against the Liberty drew 2.2 million viewers, peaking at 2.8 million. Her games consistently rank as the highest rated in WNBA history. She's not just playing, she's driving the league's growth. That's where Sabrina Ionescu stepped up. She didn't let Plum's comments slide, firing back with a perfectly timed, sarcastic response. But her support goes deeper. When Clark was battling a quad injury, Ionescu offered advice from her own experience. While Plum threw shade, Ionescu built bridges. She understands that Clark's rise helps everyone, not just the Fever.
And latest being this viral Kelsey Plum dig, if you will. And I was in the room for this. It did strike me as very odd in the moment when she said what she said. I wrote it off as kind of awkward, but let me play it for you again, and then I'll respond after the fact. This is what Kelsey Plum said about the t-shirts, and you can, Sabrina Ionescu.
Caitlin Clark didn't let the disrespect slide. When Kelsey Plum posted all-star photos, including one in front of a Nike logo despite being sponsored by Under Armour, Clark had the perfect 6-word response. Thank you for the Nike ad. It was clever, sharp, and exposed the irony without saying too much. While Plum was taking shots, she was also boosting Clark's sponsor. That's next-level awareness. And this isn't new. There's a clear pattern of players trying to downplay Clark's impact while benefiting from the spotlight she brings. The irony? They're pushing for higher pay while criticizing the player making it possible. Clark drives ratings, fills arenas, and sells out merchandise. Like it or not, she's the one moving the needle.
To me, I thought that was a little dig at Caitlin. A lot of people definitely thought so. Now, we know Caitlin Clark is a Nike athlete. She's with Nike. And guess who had to pull up to the Nike party? None other than Sabrina Ionescu. None other than Kelsey Plum. My bad, y'all. None other than Kelsey Plum, bruh. Caitlin Clark commented on her picture. Thank you for the Nike ad.
Money last year. It's lost money for what? 28 years now? 27 years? 26 years? However long, it ain't never turned a profit. Again, they're about to make more money. They are. The media rights deal, which is where all the money is about to push salaries higher. All right? I think what a lot of people really are sick of is they're sick of the activism part of it, which is what the other night was. Let's go out and show solidarity in protest kind of crap. And sports fans are like, oh, I'm here for the freaking All-Star game.